Good morning and welcome back, Delgado Rants, getting you ready for the day. Yours truly, Joe Delgado, Indestructible Me. Thank you for joining and accompanying me on this journey of yours to a more rewarding and rich life. This is the show to do it. This is the company that does it. Indestructible Me, building an indestructible you so we can change the world, to get rid of the toxic bullshit in our life. Clean the clutter out so you can physically see the only direction, and that is your dreams, your goals, your vision, where you want to go. We're helping you do that. We're changing lives and we're changing the world. Thank you so much. We go over words. We talk about words on the show. We talk about the importance, impact on how we look at things, how we see things, different perspective, getting those creative juices flowing, baby. Today's word is vulnerable. Being vulnerable. What's your thoughts on being vulnerable? Let me know. Put in the comments, message, megaphone, do whatever you need to do. I want to know what's your thoughts on being vulnerable. Are you scared from it? Are you running from it? Or are you just punching it in the face? Being indestructible, baby. So, quick Google search. Susceptible to a physical or emotional attack or harm. It derives from early 17th century Latin, vulnerabilis, from Latin vulnerare, to wound. To wound. That is the definition, or what was originally etymology. Etymologists out there, hashtag me on Twitter, Indestructible Me. But Joe Delgado needs to learn how to talk. Illiterate. No, not at all. I just fumble over my words. But are you vulnerable? I just made myself vulnerable. I'm making myself vulnerable here. Vulnerabilis. By stumbling on my words on a public platform. Make fun of me. Does this help or does it not? That's the big question, right? People hate it, right? It exposes harsh things about yourself that you're possibly running from. You're trying to avoid. Things that you're just unpleasant about. For an example, I said this once before, like if I talk about dating apps, I just think there's such a huge opportunity, business opportunity with dating apps. Like just whatever, because it's a vulnerable thing for people. They're putting themselves out there, they're subjecting themselves out there. But most people on their profiles are usually hiding they're hiding aspects about who they are. Single moms out there, a lot of times you're trying to hold that off because a lot of single dudes are assholes, and I get that, and I agree. Like they're just assholes. They don't. But the thing is, like, why would you want to continue go on 3 dates with someone, waste all this time, and then at the end of the day they just don't want to be to handle, they're not mature enough to handle it, however you want to look at it, so then they immediately stop talking to you. If anything, that's going to be rude. That's going to put someone off as much as possible, right? I mean, if you talk to someone, spend all this time and energy, go out on a date with them and be like, boom, I have this kid, they're not going to trust you. Like, why weren't you just transparent and upfront? I don't care about that, but the fact that you hid this from me. Same thing with taking pictures. Yeah, what does this all mean? It's confidence. It's confidence. How to build confidence. I had a show about this. It's knowledge. It is about confidence. The more confidence you have, the less vulnerability feeling that you have. The less wounded you believe that you will get from putting yourself out there, exposing yourself from the haters and all of that bullshit. So you got to put yourself out there. You got to use this as a tool, again, to strengthen your confidence. And it's difficult. Maybe you do it in small steps at first, and then it starts to accumulate, like moss on a rolling stone, which was proven not to be able to work. So I guess that's a bad example. But it accumulates, compounding interest every single day. How do you become vulnerable? How do you expose yourself? How do you get yourself out there? How you do it in small steps? Maybe you put stuff on social media. And vulnerability is being authentic. And that's what I'm doing. I stumble, I make mistakes, I stumble over my words, and I just roll with the punches because I don't really care. Like I'm trying to improve the quality of the content and everything that I'm doing right now. And because I just know what I'm saying is gold. And that's all I care about, is that hopefully this just punches through the blocks inside your mind and shines just a little dot, a little light. That light starts to break through over time. And we can get to your dreams, your goals, your fulfilled life. But don't be worried about being wounded. The thing is, we run from being vulnerable. And the idea is that if we believe, we have to understand that no matter whatever you're trying to hide, whatever you're trying to reduce being wounded, attacked, or harmed, is going to be exposed eventually. And you're adding time to the equation, which is making it worse. Because the more you add time, the more doubt, the more self-conscious you're going to be. You're going to be scared, nervous, worried. Right? So it's better off just punching it right in the face. Hey, these are my faults. Be transparent. But the more you're trying to hide, because this is all what it is. If you don't like being vulnerable, you're just hiding things about yourself. And if you are hiding those things because you don't like them, that should be the red flag for change. I'm not telling you to get rid of your kids. If you should figure out a way to embrace the fact that you're a single parent. Maybe you had a falling out with the daddy or the mommy, and you're transparent about it. Like, hey, I learned, what I want, how a relationship works, especially with a kid, having a kid, being a parent. These are the parameters that I'm going to operate on. If these are the things that you're not comfortable with, then boom, I'm not going to waste my time. On to the next prospect. Right? I mean, but you're going into a job interview and you want to literally not talk about any defaults, but you know it's inevitable that they're going to bring it up. This happened all the time when I was interviewing and learning to take upper level jobs. And then once I learned this idea, I immediately, when I taught people, when I got my jobs and when I got promoted and kept on moving up, everyone that was going into an interview was like, dude, just confront the beast immediately. Because just like what Eminem did on 8 Mile, right? He knew that he was going to get all of this bullshit attacked on him. And instead, he was like, yeah, I'm not going to become vulnerable. I'm not going to have them use that tactic against me. So I'm going to take their only fuel away from them, and then they're going to lose because they suck. Same thing. I mean, if you know, no matter what, whatever you're trying to hide, whatever you're trying to put off, whatever you're trying to skirt, just cover up and not be vulnerable, it's going to be exposed no matter what. It's going to come out. It's going to come out in the open. It's going to be clear as day. Sun is going to be just shining on that. And you got to act like it's just a matter of when. And you have to understand that people are trying to find that. trying to make you trying to make you vulnerable because they want to spark emotion, especially the haters. They're looking for bad things all the time. That's our human nature, is looking for bad things. Like, if you are about to spend money with a company, you're like, can I trust this person? So you're trying to find bad things. Is it a scam? Issues? Confront all of it out. Same thing if you're in sales. Stop trying to hide all the bad problems. But hey, these are my customer reviews. This is what's happening. I mean, these are the problems that you could occur. Also, I learned how to resolve or overcome all of that. We gotta be vulnerable. The more that you try to push yourself to become vulnerable, you come out of your comfort zone, the more growth. That vulnerability is growth. Because the more you get used to being vulnerable, then the more thick skin you'll get, and you just don't give a shit. You just roll through the punches. Like, yeah, let's go, baby, whatever. I mean, you ever see, that's being charismatic. People that are just like flowing through, they love, and they're very easily to get along with people. They're very easy to be just a social person in a room, commanding a presence. It's because they know they can be just vulnerable and they just can roll with it. They just don't care. We all are self-conscious. We are all worried about that. But the way that you got to do it is you got to do this in small steps. And you got to understand, no matter what, whenever you're trying to be like, whenever you're worrying about what someone's judgment of something in your life is, that is the red flag that you need to be transparent. Now, doctoring that up and packaging that in a way that it's not horrifying or scary, that's that's just communication. Right? I mean, you can be, so like, for an example, in a job interview, you just want to be like, hey, I suck at this. Just to let you know before you start talking about it. I mean, that would be stupid. Say like, hey, you know, I have some faults, obviously, and I'm also working on them. I've struggled through doing this, but this is the plan in place that I've been doing X, Y, and Z, and I've gotten this results, and this is what I'll be able to implement in the future. And you can hold me accountable to these plans. Boom. So, and that's the great thing about it. That's what gives other people confidence. Especially, you can expose a vulnerable side of you, something that you're scared and nervous about. You expose yourself, but then when you tell them that you are acknowledging the vulnerability side, the thing that you're trying to hide, and you are confidently conveying that message to them, and they know that you have already seen an area of opportunity that you're working on, that you're improving, you're trying to improve, or you're structuring. Hey, I have this child. Educate you. If you're looking to date someone and you're a single parent and you're trying to hide the fact that you have a child, that's dumb. You should be happy that you have a child, no matter if it was with a ding dong. Thrive. I have this child. I've learned what works in a relationship and what more is going to be better to support a family. And these are the things I'm looking for. If that scares you or terrifies you, that's not going to work with us. That's not going to be a thing. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to ask is that you try. Blah, 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 whatever. Depending on where you are. Right? No matter what. Whatever aspect we're talking about here, it's the same concept. I expose myself in some sort of way, some vulnerable aspect. I talk about something, I bring something out that is scary or terrifying or what I'm trying to hide, and then I'm transparent of it, acknowledging whatever it may be and what I'm working on. If I am fat and I'm working on my health and posting a picture about my weight, my transformation, that's being vulnerable because that's scary. Because you immediately think what other people's judgments are. What you need to work on is your judgment on yourself. That's the biggest thing. Who cares about what? You're not living everyone else's life. You're living your life for you. If you're not happy about something, red flag. I gotta change. I gotta do something different. I gotta learn. I gotta adapt. I gotta improve. It's not about anything else other than that. That should be the red flag. If I'm trying to hide something, not be vulnerable, that should be the red flag. I gotta figure out a way to enjoy this. If it's something that I can't be removed, I gotta learn. I gotta improve I gotta increase the quality of life somehow. How do I do that? What do I do? Who do I need to talk to? What environment do I need to be in? What environment do I need to eliminate? People, toxic people. So vulnerability, stop hiding stuff. And if you are trying to hide something, use that as a tool, a red flag, a alarm. I'm not happy about this in some sort of way. Figure out why you're not happy and then start to critique it and go in and improve and change and elevate the quality of your life. Let me know your thoughts. What are you trying to hide? What you don't like exposing and letting know and being upfront? Let me know. I want to know. Go to Indestructible Me, follow so we can make you indestructible, because we're changing the world by changing your mind, baby. Thank you for tuning in, and always be great.